I'm here today with my good friend and colleague Kelly Block from Carleton Trail Eagle Creek to talk about her private member's bill C-230. Kelly, tell me about your bill and what Canadians across the country are telling you about it.
Well, thank you so much, Brad, for giving me the opportunity to talk about Bill C-230. Of course, it was a very small amendment. I was making a small amendment to the criminal code, which would have made it an offense to force a medical professional to participate in the provision of medically assisted suicide, or to fire them or refuse to hire them for that reason as well. I have heard from Canadians all across the country who believe strongly in the right of physicians to exercise their freedom of conscience, and so they were strongly supportive of this bill.
So the legislation was brought down by the NDP Liberal Coalition yesterday, unfortunately. What are the implications of that?
So I've heard from medical professionals all across the country who have already begun to feel pressured into participating in the provision of medically assisted suicide. So with this amendment not passing, I believe that will continue. And it could eventually mean that some medical professionals will leave the profession altogether because they are unwilling to participate in MAID or give in to that kind of pressure.
So now that the bill has been defeated, where do we go from here? How will this MAID affect the way that doctors and healthcare professionals carry out their work?
Well, the Supreme Court's ruling in 2015 was really predicated on two things: a willing patient and a willing physician. There has been, as I mentioned, a growing concern among physicians who, regardless of whether they agree with MAID or not, that they will be forced to participate in MAID whether they believe it is in the best interests of their patient. I think then what we could see is physicians leaving the profession altogether, as I mentioned earlier.
So in March of 2023, the NDP Liberals are allowing Canadians with a mental illness to go to their doctor and essentially say, I want to die, and be offered MAID, even when there's possibly treatments available. Your bill would have allowed doctors to, for example, offer medication instead of MAID. Do you think there's going to be innocent people losing their lives because of this, because of not adopting your private member's bill?
With the expansion of MAID and the removal of safeguards, we know that more and more Canadians are accessing medically assisted suicide for many reasons. I believe that what my amendment would have done would have been to protect the physician-patient relationship, so that a physician could actually provide the best care that they believed was in the best interests of their patient.
So it actually protects patients as much as it protects physicians?
Absolutely. It was for the patient as much as it was for the physician. It allowed the patient to seek a second opinion, and it really protected the relationship between the physician and the patient.
It's a shame. So here we are. Unfortunately, your bill didn't pass, and it's too bad that the NDP and Liberals couldn't see that this was asked for by the profession. Many witnesses have testified to this direction, and it's unfortunate that we don't have that. But it's par for the course, I guess, for this government, and hopefully other changes will come once we get a new Conservative government.
Absolutely, it's part of our policy declaration statement, so it's something that Conservatives are deeply committed to. I know that I had the full support of our caucus behind us, and
including our leader.
As you've suggested, once we form government, I think you will see that we will continue on with his desire to make Canada the freest country in the world.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your work. Sorry it didn't work out, but good job, Kelly.
Thank you.